Hi folks, how you doing? This is Iqbal with NVIDIA Daily Analysis. NVIDIA continues to go up before the earnings as I predicted in my previous videos. In this video, we'll further discuss how NVIDIA can move this week. Should we continue to hold, sell, or should we buy more NVIDIA stocks right now? We'll go over those kind of discussion in this video. Now, let's get started. Starting with the daily summary, Nvidia opened at 130.09. It made a high 135. It made a low 129.96 and it closed at 133.57. That is 2.87% up. Last 5 days, Nvidia is still up about 14%. Year to date, down about 3.43%, and last 1 year Nvidia is still up about 84.8%. So after making some correction last week and before last week, Nvidia got the positive momentum sometime end of last week, and it continues that positive momentum today as well. And in my opinion, it should carry this positive momentum until the earnings date. But there will be some days where Nvidia will make correction as well, right? Not every day Nvidia will go up. But overall, I'm talking about from here until the earnings date, is still Nvidia can go up about at least 10 to 15%. That's my opinion. So Nvidia earnings on 226, so we still have about 12 days to go, right? Now let's take a look at forward P for Nvidia and other AI stocks. Nvidia forward P at this point is at 38.6, slightly higher than the last week closing. And I'm guessing Nvidia should go above 40 forward P sometime this week. Palantir continues to go up. Another good day for Palantir today. At this point, forward P is 216.02. SMCI 13.42. Another good day for SMCI as well. I think it went up about 16 to 17% today, according to my expectation. Remember, early last week I made some comments about SMCI, that SMCI now got the positive momentum and it should go above 40 before the earnings. So right now it's trading around 42 or 43. So AMD forward P is 24.94. In my opinion, AMD is still undervalued. So it still has some potential to go further up in this quarter. And based on the cumulative percentage change, Nvidia is down about 4.7% from the previous earnings report. So this also tells that Nvidia has more potential to go further up in next 2 weeks. Last quarter, Nvidia went up about 25% from one earnings report to the next earnings report. Now let's take a look technical charts for Nvidia. You see 180-day hourly interval chart for Nvidia and also the Fibonacci levels. So as I mentioned in my previous videos that 133 was the critical level. So once Nvidia beats this 133 level, I had the opinion that Nvidia should go further up to touch 141. So my assessment is still the same for Nvidia. So in my opinion, Nvidia should touch 141 level by the end of this week. And on the lower side, the next level of support is 127, and after that is 121. So if any negative news regarding Nvidia or overall market comes in next few days, then there is a possibility that Nvidia can go down as well. But as of this point, using the current fundamentals, I see more possibility for Nvidia to go further up versus going down. But as I said before, there can be some days where Nvidia will make some correction as well. And based on the MACD, you see that Nvidia got more positive momentum today. So it was going to go down last week to touch the zero level, but today it got another fresh positive momentum. So it went further up. So tomorrow and day after tomorrow, there is a possibility that Nvidia can maintain the positive momentum because it still has more potential to go further up, just like it happened here, you see, and also here. Now let's take a look some other news and analysis regarding Nvidia. You see some news regarding Nvidia and overall market on your screen. Let's start with this one that says MW buy Nvidia's stock ahead of earnings. This analyst makes the case. Let's open it. So this analyst from Evercore expects that an upbeat earnings report will happen later this month and runs down why DeepSeek fears seem overdone. So this looks to me a very optimistic opinion. Um, DeepSeek factor, in my opinion, is still there, and also I do not see a very surprising number in the earnings call. I think that Nvidia can still beat the earnings, but it should beat with a narrow margin. So that's what I think. Should not be the case like 10 to 15% earnings surprise. And he's trying to make his case by saying that Nvidia's positioning is very strong. The company remains the platform of choice for hyperscalers customer and so on. So his case is good, right? Overall, in the long term, there is no competitor for Nvidia. So yes, in the long term, Nvidia is a good stock we can hold for some time. So moving on, let's take a look. This one that says Taiwan Semiconductors $1 trillion valuation, the chip maker enabling AI boom. So let's open it. So this says that TSMC makes the chip for Nvidia, Broadcom, and Tesla, and also for Apple here, right? So overall, if we do the comparison between Nvidia and TSM, the trend overall is same. You see, whenever TSMC went up, Nvidia also went up. And also a good thing is, TSMC is in full production starting December. So right now, TSMC also invested in the US to produce more chip in the US regarding the Blackwell. So all good news for Nvidia. So now we have one price target, then that is from benchmark. It adjusts a price target on Nvidia to 195 from 190, maintains buy rating. So now let's take a look this one, and that is from China. That says China sets size on Apple, Nvidia, and other US tech companies as trade tensions rise. Let's open it. So it says that China is looking to target US tech companies in order to gain leverage in trade negotiations. But today I did not see any big impact on the stocks for Nvidia, Broadcom, and Apple. So in the near future, maybe we might see more impact on Nvidia and Broadcom due to this trade war. So far, we haven't seen any reaction from Trump administration. And you probably might have noticed that Trump imposed a tariff on the steel export and other products. So you see that some of the stocks that manufacture steel went up after this 25% tariff news. So let's scroll down further to see any significant news regarding Nvidia. So I do not see anything so far, all pretty much generic. This one talking about Nvidia stock drops, but not relevant at this point. And this one looks interesting, and that came from Google DeepMind CEO. It says, DeepSeek AI best work from China, but says hype is overblown. There is no actual new scientific advance. So very good comment. So basically, it's trying to claim that in the DeepSeek, there is no new scientific discovery exposed in the DeepSeek application. Probably I would agree with this statement, and you should expect more and more competition on the AI sector in the future, and that should trigger more GPU demand. So that's a good thing for NVIDIA. So even when the DeepSeek news came in, most of the analysts were talking negative, but I was talking positive regarding NVIDIA. And at that time, I had the understanding that more competition is good for NVIDIA and GPU demand. So as you saw that NVIDIA took the rebound from 112 in last few weeks, probably about 15 to 20% up in last 2 3 weeks. Scrolling down further, I do not find any other relevant news regarding Nvidia. Now let's take a look my watch list. So in my watch list, you see that most of the stocks are green today. Tesla, SoundHound are negative, but all other AI stocks are positive. The highest positive change is on SMCI, and that is 17.56%. So, regarding the economic data for this week, nothing was scheduled today. Tomorrow, no major data is coming. We see that Fed Chairman Mr. Paul testifies to Congress tomorrow. I don't think he's gonna say something new. Wednesday, we have the CPI data, and with Thursday, we have the PPI data. So, those two data are important. I'll talk more about CPI in my tomorrow's video. Friday, we don't have anything big coming up. So that's all about my analysis and assessment regarding Nvidia for next few days. I'm still positive regarding Nvidia for this week. I hope you like the video. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you more in the next video. Take care.